Good morning, good evening, maybe a combination of both, depending on where you are in the world. And I welcome you as I small letters, even with four eyes. It's not always easy to see. You know what I mean? Once again, hello, good evening, good morning. Thank you for being here with me. I'm Mad Max, the Russian, greatest host ever. Obviously, I am bringing awareness. Hence the hat. Yes. Spectrum. Yes, I am. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about other things far more important and pressing than myself. And before we do that, we're going to do one of my favorite things. If you've watched the show before, then you know what that is. We're going to we're going to put on the intro video. So bear with me as we play it. Here we go.
I got broads in Atlanta, just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers, getting the licks in the band. Legacies.
Nope, turn that shit off. I got it. Didn't mean to loop it. Sorry. All I do is say sorry. Half the time I don't even know what I'm saying it about. Uh, good news, good news, good news. That's all they want to hear. Yeah. No, they don't like you when I'm down. When I'm flying. Sorry. Got all Mac Miller on me. My bad. Guys, thank you for being here. Let's play a little bit of music, then we'll get into the show here. As always, for entertainment and educational purposes only. You know, I have to say that because at some point there was somebody or multiple people, whatever the case may be, that probably took it upon themselves to do some shit that they probably shouldn't have done. And who's to blame for their stupidity other than everybody else? That's how the world works, it seems sometimes. If you haven't heard my message already, there's two of them. Number one, I'm here for you. You. You in the India, you in the Philippines, you in China, you in Australia, you in the UK, you over there, down there. I see you down there in Brazil. I see everybody everywhere. And I thank all of you for being here. And the reason is, like I've said, is to give back. We're going to get to that goal. We have to crawl that way. We have to walk that way slowly, whatever it takes. We're going to reach it. But I can't do without you guys. So it means a lot. Like, subscribe, share, notify. Boop, 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 boop. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. No charge. That's right. No charge. None. Ever. France. You know, I've never personally been to France, but I know several people that have been to France. And as of late, everybody's been saying the same thing, that France is an absolute shithole. And if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail there are plenty of pictures to prove that. I've seen multiple videos, and we can look at a couple and we can show them off. But on top of it just being dirty looking, it's just like a dirty ass place. And I'm not trying to put down French people for being nasty and dirty and shit, but what the fuck are you guys doing up there? Australian team is the only smart fucking team that decided to bring portable AC units because why would you need any AC during the course of the Olympics that are held in the summertime in France? And then, oh, you're going to be sleeping on cardboard for optimal rest and rehabilitation and recovery. Yeah. And you're going to be fucking on that too, because that's what happens at the Olympics. Fucking and competition. In that order. Facts. No, I'm not an Olympian. But I'm also not fucking stupid. And if you don't think they're fucking in the Olympics, you're out of your mind. There's more fucking going on in the Olympics than the fucking prison. Tell you that shit right now. You know, all the other regular sports and various competitions, you know, the track and field, you got all kinds of different athlons, discus, yada, 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 yada. But basketball is really what interests me the most. For obvious reasons, since I love fucking basketball. Hi. Let me let me rephrase that. I love sports. Basketball just happens to be my number one. And believe it or not, I know a thing or two about it. And I don't sit here and gloat, nor do I necessarily sit here and rattle off a bunch of shit unless somebody asks me. But I do know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to basketball. And I enjoy talking basketball, I enjoy talking sports. If I didn't, I wouldn't be on here at what 1 in the morning Kansas City time, so it's sometimes somewhat. That's all that matters. Back to France and the Olympic Games in basketball. Now the men's team, just like every other team for every other country, with the exception of Australia, unless you know there's a bunch of AC units for sale in Walmart in France. It's probably dirtier than Walmart in America. But I digress. I've seen dirty ass Walmarts too. Boy, you'd think you were in France. Mm. You know what? I keep talking all this shit about France. Let's take a look at France, shall we? Let's take a look at France. We're gonna do this. Oh, you don't think I'm just over here bullshitting about France? It can't be that. Okay, I'm about to see how bad this shit really is. Yeah, we're gonna find out. We adjust my microphone right here. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. Okay. Yeah, wild, wild stuff. Let's look at this shit, and then we'll get to the specific teams. And right now, let's just look at the conditions in France. And as I look for that information, because I don't want to mislead you, I'm a good typer. Let's see. Let's look at that search. I don't care about that. What's this? Paris Olympics feature largest peacetime security operation in French history, huh? The largest peacetime operation in French history. Okay. With unprecedented security measures. So security's top notch. But the fucking here, let's watch this. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys so we could see that they've got security ramped up like a motherfucker ready to go. But that's about all they got. And let me make sure I got this screen set up so you guys can see what I'm seeing here. And we do. So this is the article I was talking about here. Paris Olympics feature peacetime security operation in French history. Really? More than in World War I and in World War II? Peacetime security operations? Okay. Well, let's see what that's all about, shall we? And don't worry, I don't have any ads.
To talk more about this, we can bring in Wall Street Journal. His latest piece is titled Threats to Olympics Turn Paris into an Open-Air Fortress. Matthew, great to have you here on France 24. Now, we have some 45,000 police and gendarmes who are set to be deployed tomorrow for the opening ceremony. This in addition to some 18,000 troops. We have river patrols, we have divers, sniffer dogs. Is this normal for a whole city?
Is this no? It's absolutely not normal. This is the largest peacetime security operation in French history. This is a far larger security deployment than the London Olympics, which was the last Olympics in Europe. So this is a really extraordinary effort by France. It's a country that has been scarred by mass terror attacks.
2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Years past, 9 years ago.
I wonder who's doing all the terror attacks.
It's a country where there are frequent protests. There's still concerns about Islamist terror threats, and there are also the wars in Gaza and Ukraine that security experts say have magnified those threats. So France feels it has a lot more to worry about than countries that have hosted the Olympics in the past.
And Matthew, what kind of attacks are the authorities worried about? Is it just terrorism, or are they also bracing themselves for things like cyber warfare?
Well, cyber attacks are in fact one of the big things they're prepared for. It's for the exclusive electronics. Something.
All right, so you heard the numbers as far as security and the amount of people as far as security that they have deployed in order to try to maintain the safety, which is, according to him, unprecedented. Never before has this much security have been implemented during peacetime. That's crazy. And then cybersecurity as well has been tightened, and they're prepared for it. I don't know how. Maybe they're going to enlighten us and go through there. How they prepare for it, but we'll see. Let's see what they say about the security, and then we'll look at the conditions.
Happens with the electronic ticketing system. It's going to be everybody from getting their tickets, so they have to be careful about that. There was a wreck in Korea 2018 for the Winter Olympics that really disrupted the opening ceremony. So it's been shown to have happened before. Hackers have shown they can do it, and so they are prepared for it. And yes, and
prepared how though?
Another threat that they are concerned about is state-sponsored sabotage, principally by Russia, but also perhaps countries like Iran.
Come on.
This week, they actually arrested a 40-year-old Russian citizen who authorities worried was planning some kind of disruptive act. And we all know about the geopolitical tensions between France and Russia, so there is concern that the Kremlin is going to.
You got to throw Russia in the mix somehow.
Not a terrorist attack, not something that would kill a lot of people, but
all right, one guy does not represent the entire country.
Managing games.
And I read somewhere that we have foreign armed police officers who are actually on the streets of Paris right now from Brazil and South Korea. For two countries that have sent them. What exactly can these police officers do, and do they have jurisdiction to like arrest someone or search somebody's bag?
Well, I think they can search
I didn't realize it was going to stop playing as I searched, but all right. From Paris, Daily City Lights, 8 years ago. No, 5 months ago. No. Do Indians really poop on the streets? A true toilet review. No, man, no. Is Paris a dirty ass city? Yeah. 2 years ago was a dirty city? All right, here, 2 years ago. What's this? 1 year ago. His parents have a public urination problem. Let's see. This is the BBC right here. Let's take a look at the BBC has to say about it.
Paris. Its beautiful buildings, its vibrant culture, and its rampant public urination problem.
The City of Love has been battling this rather stinky nuisance since the 19th century, more precisely since 1834, when the Count of Rambuteau, prefect of the Seine, created the first modern urinals, les pissoirs.
Yet any visitor with a functioning sense of smell can tell that almost exactly 2 centuries later, the issue remains. The French even have a name for it, les pipis sauvages, or wild pee.
Sur le chemin, on voit constamment ça. Bon, on voit pas les gens, mais on sent l'odeur, etc.
C'est pas normal, mais je me suis tellement habituée à ces genres de personnes, même quand j'en croise dans la rue.
Well, fuck no, it's not normal.
Je me dis que, bon, il fait sa vie. Of course, peeing in the wild is wildly illegal. And yes, fines aside, there's an obvious fix: public washrooms.
But in Paris, as in many other French cities, those don't always seem to do the trick. So why is this? I set out to investigate.
Dans l'imaginaire français, est-ce que c'est pareil ailleurs? Je ne suis pas tout à fait sûr. Ça fait partie des options possibles. Ça fait partie des options possibles qui ne mettent pas véritablement en cause la moralité d'une personne.
Behavioral psychologist Nicolas Fiolaine says that in France, hygiene became a taboo in the 19th century when the country's public health movement was born. Hygienism, as it was called, revolutionized cities like Paris and how to do garbage. But Fiolaine says this philosophy also conveyed a sense of shame around anything deemed dirty or linked to bodily food.
Un tabou où on ne regarde pas en face, c'est quand les toilettes à la turque. Les Français sont dégoûtés par ces toilettes parce que ça oblige à se retourner vers les matières dont on vient de se débarrasser.
Plus, public urinals in Paris have historically had a bad reputation.
In the 1960s, France's national use of them to stop homosexual couples there. And it was only 2 decades later, 1991, the first public unisex washroom appeared in the French capital.
La majorité des personnes du coup qui font dans la rue, dans les lieux publics, c'est les hommes. Bizarrement, c'est toujours les hommes.
Today, local authorities struggle to change behaviors, and yes, it's mostly measures against public urination have included anti-paint, which is back at those relieving urinals, and even infamous set of flower pot-shaped urinals.
Il faut éviter cette solution qui consiste à dire quand il y a un problème quelque part, ben, on met un urinoir en dessous.
All right, if you piss in public in the States, that's indecent exposure, amongst other different charges that could be. It could be public indecency. It could be. I mean, I have a friend, and this was years and years ago. We were all younger, and we were in the party district of Kansas City back then. I mean, it's still around. It's called Westport. Down in Westport, and everything's closing. We're getting out of the bars. Everybody's fucking shit hammered drunk, and he needs to take a piss. So he goes around the corner. He pisses back behind a dumpster. There's no place else to piss. All right, but he tries to be as, I don't know, clandestine about it as possible, and not to offend anybody. But somehow, some way, a couple of cops were just on their patrol, and they happened to see him taking a piss. So they arrest him for it. He had to register as a sex offender for taking a piss in public, which had nothing to do with children, nothing to do with touching kids, nothing bad at all to do with children, pornography, anything like that whatsoever. It was for peeing behind a dumpster after the bars had closed at 3 a.m. in Kansas City, right outside of downtown, drunk. crazy. But he had to do it. That was crazy. He had to piss, and then, he had to get in trouble, and that's what the price of it was. So when the girl said it doesn't seem normal, it's because it's not normal. And then the shit about Russia, stop talking about Russia like Russia's Russia's making people piss in the streets. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Throw Russia in the mix every chance you get. I swear to God, you fucking people need to cut that shit out already. The Russian boogeyman. Everybody's so terrified of Russia. Russia. I was born in the Soviet Union, блядь. Понимаешь, что я говорю? Я говорю по-русски и по-английски. Обе я понимаю и обе я могу говорить. So, it's not a big deal. We're not scary people. Just don't piss us off. Just like any other human being that I've ever encountered throughout the course of my 40-some-odd year, 48-year-old, 9-year-old, 50-year-old life. Whatever, how old I am now, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. But the point is, there's no such thing as a Russian boogeyman. And Baba Yaga means grandma. Fuck. It's a fucking Russian folktale. It's bullshit. But they made a multi-billion-dollar fucking franchise off of it. Anyway, I digress. Let's see these dirty-ass French sons of bitches. And if whoever's watching, I thank you. Thank you for joining us. And if you caught me during the middle of a rant and while the French are taking piss in the streets, while it's perfectly normal, it's not normal. And we're just going over the conditions of France, Paris in particular, during the course of the Olympics, which are going to be held as of next week, right around the corner. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into the specifics of what the French have done as far as, well, how dirty this motherfucker is. And then we talked about the beefed up security, unprecedented security in their words. And then we'll take a look at the conditions that the athletes are going to be living in, with no AC, sleeping on cardboard cots, and fucking on cardboard cots as well. So let's finish this one up, and then we'll look at the conditions. We'll get back on that, talk about USA basketball, men's and women's, and the big disappointment that I think we're all in store for, rather, when that comes about. So let's listen to what this gentleman has to say, finish that up, look at the conditions. The Australians are the smartest. By God, love them. Love them. Here we go. Whenever there may be an issue. Here, I'll even back it up just a minute so you guys just tuned in. I'll show you. Here. This is what they've done to detour. When I say detour, I mean deter. The pitting.
Today, local authorities struggle to change behaviors. And yes, it's mostly male behaviors. Measures against public urination have included anti-pee paint, which is supposed to splash back at those relieving themselves, open-air urinals, and even an infamous set of flower pot-shaped urinals.
Il faut éviter cette solution qui consiste à dire quand il y a un problème quelque part, on met un urinoir en dessous et puis ça va le faire. Non, parce que ils vont uriner là, puis ailleurs, et ça donne ce sentiment de liberté, de puissance sur l'espace public, qui en plus exclut d'autant plus les femmes, parce que c'est une forme d'appropriation forte. Voilà, uriner quelque part, c'est marquer son territoire, etc.
Oh, now we're marking territory.
Or deter urinators in the wild. That's the theory.
We're not in the wild. This is a
developed
first world fucking country.
To lead their nudge unit. The team's goal is to influence human behaviors with innovative techniques. In 2019, they debuted a system of visual cues to stop people from urinating in train stations. They targeted well-known spots, mainly corners like this one, which felt secluded enough to attract those looking for a quiet place to relieve themselves. Rather than installing a urinal, the team decided to alter the place's look so that suddenly it wouldn't feel quite so
You're
safe
encouraging
to
them to piss
right
by adding more
On a mis en
urinals
place en
in
fait
the
un
street.
capteur
Watch you arrest
pour
them,
voir si
like
ce node
anybody
était
else would.
efficace. Et on a atteint en moyenne moins 80% d'épanchement à ces endroits.
Admittedly, it may be hard to
So
paint
80%
all over
less
Paris' street
in one
corners.
location, huh?
But this experiment, which has now been deployed in several stations around the city, goes to show one thing.
Attitudes can change, and sometimes all you need is a little nudge.
Yeah. So Okay. No. Pissing in the street is unacceptable. Let's see. Paris Olympics, athletes, village. Athletes put cardboard beds to test at Paris Olympics a day ago. It's a minute 33. Let's watch this. I told you, the motherfuckers sleeping on cardboard beds.
For those wondering about the cardboard beds in the village, I'm going to show you what they look like. This is cardboard. As you can see, it's like a box. Then you've got the mattress.
Oh,
and then these cardboard boxes.
They made a Happy Meal.
Here, like so, with the mattress on top and a mattress topper. And then we get our own little Paris 24. And as you can see, they're pretty sturdy.
Let me show you more about the cardboard beds. So that's an extended bed. I obviously didn't get an extended bed because I'm sure.
Oh.
This is extra form, like this is moderate. So if you don't feel comfortable, you can flip it.
Well, we're here in Paris to test out the beds with various activities. Let's go.
Yeah, don't spill your drink on that motherfucker. You're gonna get it wet and it'll fucking destroy itself.
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
I'm at the Paris Olympic Games and they once again have these cardboard anti-sex beds. When I tested them last time, they withstood my testing. Maybe I wasn't rigorous enough though.
It's like sleeping on the fucking floor, bro. You can do that shit on your fucking bed. Fuck out of here. You're trying that shit. No AC. Oh my god. And then let's look at this AC and then I'll talk about the 41 seconds of stupidity. Oh no, that's 4 months ago. 4 months ago they had a cooling fan and the door open. Brilliant. So this is yesterday. Let's see what we got. Let's see.
One of the big talkers this Olympics is the decision to forego air conditioning in Olympic Village to make this the greenest Olympics. It is summertime in Paris, and shockingly, with overnight lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Now, that being said, Team USA has chosen to supply AC units for our athletes, while some countries will not. In the last 9 years, Paris has averaged 18 days above 86 degrees and 8 nights above 68 degrees per year. Now, us coming from South Florida, we have been loving the more mild conditions.
Okay, here let's just you're out of your fucking mind. You think that anybody's gonna sit here and no, hell no. How to avoid being robbed by pickpockets. This is what you need to learn about when you go to the Olympics in France. When you go to France, France is a shithole. Paris is a shithole. Paris is nasty. Let's see this. What comes up? I'm curious, but I can't believe this shit. Paris, oh, look, Paris is a shithole 5 years ago. Let's see, 8 years. City of trash 8 years ago, 2 years ago. City of trash. It ain't pee. Well, we figured out why it smells like piss 2 years ago. We figured that out. Destroyed Paris. Oh. Well, how they continue to destroy Paris 2 years ago. Solo in Paris's most dangerous hood. Oh shit. Let's see what's like in the hood in Paris. Oh, I didn't know Paris.
The city of lights and home to over 60 million people. Today we're going to the roughest part of France, Clichy-du-Bois, as I'm to be believed. This place was scarred indefinitely by the 2005 riots, and it hasn't got quite up to scratch since then. So I don't know what I'm getting into. We'll have to find out.
Watch out for all the piss, bro. The hood is so rough that nobody even there. Let's get some hood shit. Let me see some hood shit. I'll show you some U.S. shit. Fucking French hood shit. Fuck out of here. Not just dirty ass fucking
Keep in mind, a lot of people are
bags.
living in this.
And they piss all over the place. So yeah, they live in it too. Oh look, they got a pisser right there. As soon as you walk in, fuck a door. It's a nasty ass place, man. Paris just does not look like a place I want to go on vacation or do anything with at all. I mean, it just looks like a shithole. This is the hood, huh? Let's see some hood ass motherfuckers. Got some hood motherfuckers in here? Oh, that looks dirty. Let's see what we got. Dogs out here? Just a dirty ass place, man, with a bunch of trash everywhere. What the fuck would you want to have the Olympics this dirty ass place?
At this time, I haven't seen any sort of gangs like go past me or anything like that.
No shit,
This is
we haven't either.
There's no cars.
Fucking shithole, bro. Show me some shit. There we go. Motherfuckers, see what's up. Thug boxes. People piss on them. Motherfuckers wonder why I make fun of the French all the time.
Bonjour.
Oh shit.
Cette zone is that dangerous? Cette zone is that dangerous? Yeah. This zone?
This man come from London.
Oh, London as well. Me too. Me too. I'll just ask you: is this area like very dangerous or?
No, no danger.
No danger.
Before.
It's just nasty with motherfuckers working out on their fucking cars outside and shit. What's this shit, dude? Man.
Dangerous?
Me what filmé? What?
YouTube.
YouTube?
YouTube, yes.
YouTube.
Warning, parce que dangerous.
Yes.
Wait, no, belly.
Okay. That's how they made the fucking Olympic beds over here. That motherfucker caught on fire. Man, you wouldn't. Nope. Nope. Nasty, dirty ass fucking French motherfucker, boy. Wouldn't be me.
What? English.
Oh, look, this is puddle piss.
Dangerous? Okay. Oh, here.
Oui. Literally. Motherfuckers will piss on you. Marking their territory. Trying to piss on me. I'll do worse. Much worse. I'll shit them out. Come with that piss talk. Well, I don't fuck around. Alright. Oh, what's up? What's going on? Look at all this fucking trash. Trash, piss, and fucking loud noise.
Minute?
Yeah.
No.
No, not you doing this? So, look.
Look at this shit. This motherfucker looks like he's ready for the apocalypse.
Yeah. No here.
At the end of the world
Here
in France.
this drug, shit.
Yeah.
Cannabis.
Shit.
Snow.
Okay.
Sinon après, yeah.
Okay.
Ou sinon, no. Ou sinon, yeah, look.
Yeah.
You come back 6 o'clock.
Yeah. 6. Also, it's night time when it.
No. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
6 o'clock p.m. No morning.
Yeah, morning.
To go here. No
Yeah.
problem. Because you sleep.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
6, 7
Don't
o'clock.
come out after dark is what he's trying to say, I
Okay.
believe. What do you like? What are you, trash or piss? Spray paint. Unbelievable. Completely believable, actually. This is what happens when you got Democrat-run bullshit fucking cities, countries, anything. That's nasty shit right there. That's nasty ass France. Fuck nasty ass France. That's enough nasty ass France right now. Good God. No place I'm going to visit anytime soon. But as far as Team USA basketball, you know, as far as the team itself, just any team, unless you're talking about a sport that has a team, but you have players that have a role. For example, baseball. It's a pitcher versus batter scenario, with the catcher being the in-between with suggestions, signals, whatever you want to call it. And you basically have a supporting cast on your team as the outfield. So everything starts with your pitcher. Your pitcher is the key. Now, when you think about basketball, what you want is not a team of all-stars, but you want a team of cohesiveness that gel together and jive and can win. You don't want a team with a bunch of guys that have huge egos that are accustomed to getting the ball, accustomed to taking 20, 30 shots, being that guy on their team. You don't want to necessarily get all those guys together on one team because they won't necessarily work the way you think they should or the way that you think that they would. It just doesn't happen. That's why you're seeing Team USA men's basketball, though they have won, it has not been easy. Yes, they're exhibition games, and I understand what the argument is. They're exhibition games. That makes it even worse because in an exhibition game, you're not thought to compete quite as aggressively or as intently as you are during the actual Olympics. But all the same, when you're favored by 40 plus points and you're favored overwhelmingly in every game that you play, and you're barely able to stay in a game and pull out a victory, is sad. And I don't. Do I think Team USA men's basketball is going to medal this year? I think it's going to be really, really tough. I really do, because the other teams that they're going to have to play aren't playing around. They are there to win, and they have team cohesiveness, camaraderie. They have that relationship that you need as a team in order to win. So of course, I'm going to root for the United States, obviously, but I don't expect them to do well as far as men's basketball is concerned. Same goes for women's basketball. And this is going to segue into my rant about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark and these ungrateful bitches in the WNBA that don't understand the importance or relativeness or how to market. Same with the U.S. Women's Basketball Committee for leaving Caitlin Clark out simply because they don't have a good reason to. Do you know that before they allowed athletes of professional caliber in there, for example, in the Miracle on Ice, that was a team of amateurs that beat a professional team of the best players of on the planet, arguably. And that was what, 82? 80? I don't remember. But the Miracle on Ice. And they beat the Soviet Union. Bunch of young bucks beat a bunch of trained professional hockey players slash KGB agents and military men and guys that are considered to be top tier in what they do, what they've done, what they did. So that is always one thing to keep in mind. And when you look at these teams that they faced, whether it was South Sudan, whether it was Germany, they don't look good. They just don't look good at all. I think there's a lot of infighting. I don't understand why LeBron James has anything to do with this. I don't. His representation of the United States by bearing flag and holding it is absolute bullshit. There are far more athletes, far more deserving than that no piece of shit LeBron James. Clearly, you can tell that I'm a Michael Jordan fan, not a fanboy of LeBron, because I was born in the year 95 and started watching basketball when LeBron came out. When I say came out, I don't mean out of the closet as of yet, but I'm sure Diddy will have something to say about that potentially at some point in time. Just saying, speculation. 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 But men's basketball, Team USA, they don't impress me. I don't expect them to do much. If they do anything at all, maybe they get bronze, maybe they get nothing at all. But if you think they're going to go and get gold or silver, ain't no fucking way. You're lying to yourself. You haven't watched basketball, and the way that they play in the NBA and the way that they play at the Olympics are two different types of basketball, and it does not favor the Team USA style. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not hating on Team USA. Fuck LeBron. But I love Team USA. Fuck LeBron. But the rest of the team, except for LeBron, because fuck LeBron, no problem. Steph Curry should have been the fucking flag bearer, if anything else, not LeBron's bitch ass. Team jumping, ring chasing, no good stat padding, hunk of fucking bald and shit. Anyway, that's how I feel about LeBron. That's men's USA basketball wrapped up for you in a nutshell. Kawhi Leonard probably didn't, just didn't want to play. Like, fuck, I just don't want to play with this motherfucker. Fuck that. And Jaylen Brown, man, Jaylen Brown's fucking doing his thing with Angel, getting busy. Why would he want to go to dirty ass France to get fucking pissed on in the streets by some fucking rampant fucking French fucking frog face pissing perfect piece of shit? I wouldn't. I'd knock a motherfucker's teeth out. Fuck that. Not threatening or inciting violence, by the way. I'm just saying, if somebody were to piss on me and it's normal in their country, that shit ain't normal to me. If I get piss splatter on me at a fucking Chiefs game, I would lose my shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that if you think it's okay to piss in public that I'm okay with it, because I'm not. Dirty ass France, fucking Paris, nasty. Ugh. Shit just gross. I don't know why they picked that shithole. Women's left fucking Caitlin Clark out. A dog, a competitor, a fierce warrior. Did they leave Michael Jordan out of the 84 Olympics? It wasn't until the 92 Olympics that we allowed professional players to start coming in as far as basketball goes, to my knowledge. And that's when the game changed, and Michael Jordan, who was credited by then Commissioner Stern for bringing the game to the international level, and he was quoted many times in saying that. Give Michael the credit because it's kind of fucking true. And now, this fake ass wannabe dream team who's gonna disappoint people, and the women's, you can't even call them a dream team because you don't know if they're all women. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're sure. And in France, I don't think they give a fuck. As long as you can piss in the street, you're fine. You want to prove you're a man in France, you piss in the street like a man. That's what you do. Nasty bastards. But enough about the French and their piss. Pieces of shit. And the WNBA, honestly, I've said this before. Caitlin Clark, these bitches were traveling like fucking freight with goats and chickens and shit on fucking whatever to get to games, to get to the game, next game, whatever. Now they got fucking charter flights. They travel good. They got great transportation. They're about the most ungrateful bunch of bitches I've ever seen or heard about in my life. And that's not because Caitlin Clark's not in the Olympics. That's just because the WNBA doesn't know how to act. But the problem with that is, I mean, I like basketball. I love basketball. I want to see good basketball. But the product that the WNBA puts out isn't the greatest product there is. And it's not all about Caitlin Clark. There's Angel Wilson. There's fucking some amazing players out there in the WNBA. But the way that the WNBA markets their product is absolute nonsense. It's like the fucking Democrats fucking took over and decided to do marketing for them, and it just fucking loses money all the fucking time every year. And not putting her on the Olympic team was dumb as shit. Like I said, you wouldn't leave Michael Jordan off the fucking 84 Olympic team. No, of course not. Why would you leave the guy that took and made the game-winning shot of the NCAA championship against Georgetown off the fucking Olympic team? So, just saying. It's insane. Should have never done it. And what I would do if I was Caitlin Clark, who needs two more? The WNBA paying her $79,000 a year, or Ice Cube's offer for $5 million, where they're starting to put teams in cities, root them in there, big three, fast-paced, high-level, exciting basketball with former pros, former college athletes, just all kinds of stuff. And I would love to see Caitlin Clark in that type of atmosphere. That's a lot more exciting to watch than the WNBA. I don't know how else to say it. WNBA is just fucking sorry. The way it's just sorry. I don't know how else to say it. They put a sorry product out there. They expect you to buy it and watch it and want it, and you just don't because it's shit. Now the big three, you watch them and you're like, damn, these motherfuckers are balling. It's just a faster paced type of game. And I think if I were Caitlin Clark and that offer still stood from Ice Cube, $5 million, you got me. I'm coming over. Fuck you, WNBA. You stay stagnant like you have for the last 20 plus years. You don't want to grow. You don't want to develop. You don't appreciate the shit that I have helped bring to the game along with other players. Obviously, I didn't do it all by myself. But if you actually look at it before I got here, and I'm talking third person as if I was Caitlin Clark in my own head, that you bitches were flying with freight on buses and shit with chickens, goats and shit. You weren't even being treated like humans. You were just cargo. You were just getting shipped around. And now, in airplanes, charter flights, living a good life, and you motherfuckers treat me like shit on the court, off the court. Your inclusivity by exclusivity is exactly what we don't need. And I'm out. Peace. That's it. She doesn't need the money. She got the money from endorsements. She's good. She got an education. She's good. She can do whatever she wants. She's good. It's WNBA is just a shitty product. It's not run well by shit people that have no business doing what they do. And Caitlin Clark, I feel that she can do much better, and she needs to do that. And ultimately, it comes down to what Caitlin Clark wants. Who the fuck cares what Max wants? I'm just putting out that information and my opinion, and whether or not you guys agree or disagree? I want to hear it. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Now let's get to the other elephant in the room. Let's get to a little bit of politics in the U.S. But before we do that, let's see what else is going on in the States. How about, what did I see earlier? Oh, in D.C. They call them protests. I'm sorry. God. What I saw earlier were protesters in D.C. beating up cops, spray painting, vandalizing, just madness. Let's see what this is. 2 hours ago, what's this? Let's watch some of this. This is about burning 3 hours ago. 636 watch live. We're gonna watch live, but you know what? Let's watch a clip about what happened 17 hours ago, unless I can find another one that might be a little shorter, that happened a little bit earlier. As I've been talking, Kamala Harris, Damas. We'll get on that here in a minute. Don't worry. I'll show you. You know, I've got bullshit. Protests expected in D.C. as Netanyahu addresses Congress. Well, all right. How much time does that one say? Times of India. Israelis run to hospitals in fear and panic. War as new enemy strikes Jewish state. 15 hours ago. Was much iron gun with missiles again. Rockets blaze Galilee. Yeah, I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for the protests. Let me get. Was this one for Washington? See, Benjamin. Yeah, who's missing? Nice, real nice. Shows you how well they love our, only the Russian Jews. Yeah, I think we got a good here. Yeah, real good. Let's watch this. This is today.
Anti-Israel protesters.
There we go.
Anti-Israel protesters flooding Washington during Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to Congress, burning the American flag and raising the Palestinian flag in its place. Netanyahu with this message for these protesters.
I have a message for these protesters. When the tyrants of Tehran, who hang gays from cranes and murder women for not covering their hair, are praising, promoting, and funding you, you have officially become Iran's useful idiots.
Damn right they are.
Some of these protesters hold up signs proclaiming gays for Gaza. They might as well hold up signs saying chickens for KFC.
Matt Whitaker is the former acting attorney general and is a Trump campaign surrogate, and he joins me now. Matt, what ally will ever fully trust our nation ever again when they look at the reception that Bibi Netanyahu gets when he is addressing our Congress on a war that literally is an existential war for Israel that he is trying to fight? What we saw in those images was sick, Matt.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Watching it all day yesterday, I just thought to myself, you know, we have these great advantages of our liberal democracy. Our constitutional republic includes free speech. But, you know, this is going awfully far down the road of just outrageous speech because, you know, burning American flags, flying the flag of Palestine and having a near riot as the leader of another country who is in war and is an ally, one of our greatest allies, is speaking. I think it's just it's too far. But at the same time, you know, this is what our founding fathers believed in. They believed in a marketplace of ideas, and obviously, not a lot of Americans are buying what this group is selling.
Thank goodness. Yeah, our own Griff Jenkins talked to somebody holding a Hamas flag. Literally, that's like flying an Al-Qaeda flag in the moments after 9/11. It is unreal. But to your point, you're in America, so you're allowed to do it. FBI Director Christopher Wray, meantime, revealing shocking new details regarding the assassination attempt on former President Trump. Watch.
On July 6th,
he did a Google search for, quote, how far away was Oswald from Kennedy? That is the same day that it appears that he registered for the Butler rally. For about 11 minutes, from I think it's around 3:50 p.m. to 4 p.m., somewhere in that range, he was flying the drone, and we have the flight path. It's about 200 yards away from where former President Trump would ultimately be.
More answers from Secret Service.
In addition to that, the FBI is reluctant to release anything on the Epstein files. Don't want to let out any names. Why is that? I wonder if Mr. Ray has a good answer for that. That's crazy. Oh, my God, that's wild. But flying a drone around, what kind of fucking security are you people talking about? Where did you have security? Who's leading the security? I don't get it. Vandalize. Here we go. Let's look at these peaceful protesters that we have here in the States.
Well, chaos in the nation's capital once again. Large protests yesterday against the Israeli prime minister turned violent with clashes, pepper spray, vandalism, and arrests.
Fox 5's Stephanie Ramirez is live this morning at Union Station with the latest. Stephanie.
Good morning, guys. And police are preparing for more protests and possible clashes today when the Israeli prime minister goes to visit the White House. But here at Union Station, you can probably hear through the microphone, the power washers are on. The Park Service now cleaning the graffiti, the vandalism and damage to the statues and area here at Union Station. Now, we have to be careful with what we show you on TV because of the profanity, but you'll see graffiti like this all over the area, Free Gaza, and I can show you over at the Columbus fountain there. It is being cleaned off, but it did say at one point, Hamas is coming. Protesters, they started to gather early yesterday in what was expected to be one of the largest pro-Palestinian demonstrations seen yet. But at 8 o'clock in the afternoon, things started to turn turbulent. Police say they began responding to acts of violence within the crowd, deploying pepper spray over by First and Constitution. Capitol Police arrested 6 people for disrupting the Israeli prime minister's address inside the Capitol building. Clashes also broke out here at Columbus Circle, where protesters burned an American flag. A Palestinian flag was seen raised. And just before 3:40 here, U.S. Park revoked the protest permit and started ordering people to leave. At least 8 people were arrested in this, and then another 9 people arrested later. Now, we're working to confirm the total number of arrests here, but right now it looks like around 23 people taken into custody in the 3 incidents we just talked about. Police are also looking into an incident at the Watergate Hotel, where a spokesperson said a video circulating online claimed protesters released maggots and crickets into the hotel. Netanyahu is staying there. That is the Israeli prime minister. And I'm told the Watergate Hotel had to sanitize their property. Both sides very heated.
The reason that we're here is because we're hosting Netanyahu, who is orchestrating this genocide.
And the fact that we invited the person who is responsible for this over, the fact that we continue to abet this through our own military spending is, I believe, unconscionable, and we should say something about it.
What happened to protesters? When the tyrants of Tehran, who hang gays from cranes and murder women for not covering their hair, are praising, promoting, and funding you, you have officially become Iran's useful idiots.
Damn right, like I said before. And they didn't say what.
The Biden administration is still trying to push forward with ceasefire talks today. The former President Donald Trump also announced he's going to meet with Benjamin Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago. But guys, I can tell
you that there was, there were attacks on the police. Here's a clip of the flag being drawn down. It's just wild. This was yesterday, Thursday. Today's Friday. Let's see if they show the police getting beat up by these peaceful protesters. How that does not happen in America? How do you let that happen? In the nation's capital. This was in Washington, D.C. and you could see some Israeli protesters. They look relatively quiet and that's irate protesters bringing down the flag. People cheering. Bringing down the flag that allows you the freedom to be able to do what you just did is insane. And then to burn the flag that gives you the freedom, like a individual from the Middle East by his light-colored skin. Not that that's the only way to judge, but I'm just saying. You got fires burning. Yes, they should be, and then some. They should all be arrested. Those are no good sons of bitches that don't like America. Matter of fact, they hate America. That's what they want to see America turned into right there. They want to see America look like Gaza. That's what America's going to look like. We let these left-wing crazy continue to take turns, pause, and run this country to the ground even more than they have.
I'm a tax-paying U.S. citizen, and I can't believe that my taxes are continuing to fund a genocide. I think that's unacceptable. And I'm asking for more money when there are people literally dying of all of them, of all of his actions.
I feel like I was betrayed by my own nation. My elected officials did not ask myself or anyone here or most of the people around this nation how they felt about inviting such a world-renowned criminal to speak at our place. This place is an American house. It is not an Israeli house. It is an American house. And most Americans despise of everything this man has done. So I felt betrayed when I found out that my House Speaker decided to invite him to this place.
Yeah. Those are paid protesters. Those motherfuckers aren't for real. I can guarantee it. The majority of these people are all full of shit. And this, Harris. Here, let's listen to what Dr. Umar says about Kamala Harris. I always like what Dr. Umar has to say. Let's have a listen. We're not going to listen to 18 minutes of Dr.
Speaking
Umar.
of Kamala, right? How do you feel about
House Nick? Just like Barack Obama, they do what they need to do to stay close to the white power structure. She made a career locking up black people. This is the same woman who went on international television, Art, let me remind you, about a year or two ago and said America is not a racist country. You want me to go vote for a so-called black woman who went on international television and told the world that America is not a racist country. She spit in the face of the family of Trayvon Martin. She spit in the face of the family of Breonna Taylor. She spit in the face of the family of Michael Brown, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Amir La.
While he's on his tirade and he said about Barack Obama, you got a picture of Barack Obama right here. Maybe this isn't his place. Maybe he's at some other place getting interviewed or whatever. But that is definitely a picture of Barack Obama, which he called a house something or other. Just saying, just pointing that out. Just wanted to point that out. Picture of Barack's right there. Let's see what else Dr. Umar has to say about Kamala. Calls her out for marrying a white man too. Shame on her for doing that. And by God, don't you marry a white man.
Locke, Dante, we can go on and on. Tamir Rice, all the Africans murdered by police, which are state-sanctioned executions. Let us be clear. The police are agents of the state. When the police kills a black person, that's a state-sponsored execution. In response to all this racism, the execution of George Floyd, this part-time black woman Since America is not racist. And when I say part-time art, I'm not poking fun at her because she's being mixed race. I want to be clear. I'm poking fun at her because she can be fat speaking up who ain't her being mixed race. Nobody's responsible for how they come into this world. My issue with her is not identifying with her people. I remember another interview I saw with Harris art, and she said, somebody asked her, what are y'all going to do for black people? And she said, we can't pass laws just for black people. She said this, we can't do things just for black. Well, Kamala Harris, can I ask you a question, Madam Vice President? If the Democratic Party can't do anything just for black people, why did you pass a law only for Asians? Why did y'all pass a law only for Native Americans? Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders? Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs? Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants? If you can't do anything just for black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country from whose benefit no other group can take any from? Complete contradiction. Kamala Harris is not for black people. But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you why they went that way. Or if they stay that way, they could flip her out. But let's say for the sake of conversation, because Joe Biden did pass her his nomination, even though it's not his decision. She has his support, but the party got to choose her in Chicago. But let's say Kamala Harris gets the Democratic Party nomination in Chicago the week of my birthday, August 19th, I believe. DNC begins, or the 17th. Anyhow, here's why they're going to go that way, Art. Why are the Democrats about to give us the first woman president in American history? I'm going to tell you why. In 2022, there were 10 million more women registered to vote than men in America. Now I'm talking everybody, Art, black, white, red, yellow, brown, gay, straight, everybody. There were 10 million more women registered to vote than men, even though there's only about 3 more million women than men in this country. Population-wise, there's not a great gender disparity. You only see that when you come to the black community for reasons of extermination, incarceration, okay, miseducation, right? And
let me give you a take on this. I don't believe that he believes that all people of law enforcement are out there to execute people of color or uncolored people, since black and white are not colors technically. Now, I understand why he's saying what he's saying, but at the same time, the sample size of what he's using isn't going to equal and justify that being the sole purpose of law enforcement, is to seek to destroy people that are of color or uncolored. That is my point. I don't believe that to be true. And I don't believe that he believes that to be true. Okay? I'm not saying that he is wrong about his opinion, but I'm giving you my opinion about what I think he said and how it is not accurate. But I don't disagree with what he said about Kamala Harris. In fact, I agree with what he said about Kamala Harris. She is certainly not qualified, for one, and she's a liar. What happened to, we're gonna make marijuana legal, and then they try to reschedule it, and that has now been put off the table. So everything, even the small things that they've promised, they've not been able to make good on, and calling them out on it isn't anything that's hard to do. But for marrying a white man, I'm not really interested in hearing what he has to say about that. I just popped it up because he says he's not for people, or she's not for black people. But when you talk about Vice President Harris, Let's take a look at something here. Let's see. First thing comes up is Kamala Harris. Cringe. Man. It's exposed a day ago. Oh my God. 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I mean, we can go back years, I'm sure. What's this one? 3 hours ago. What's this? Biden endorses Harris. Okay. So that's when she talked about coconuts falling out of a tree. Don't understand what the hell that is. What's this? Kamala Harris, this cringe this. Lefties doing good. No. Kamala's spiritual advisor. Really? Kamala Harris, cringeworthy first words on President Biden's retirement 3 days ago. I don't want to hear that dumb shit. Bumbling broken record. Bumbling bizarre broken record. That sounds interesting. Let's see what we got.
Now it's time for lefties losing it, starting with the bumbling, bizarre, broken record, Kamala Harris, and her strange and quite frankly abnormal obsession with repeating the same lines over and over and over and over.
This is going to be a humbling thing I'm about to share with you. If someone is 18 years old today, they were born in 2005. I love Gen Z. I love Gen Z. It will be a humbling moment for some of us to realize that anyone who is 18 now was born in 2005. I love Gen Z. I love Gen Z. So
how do you feel about Gen Z?
This. Okay, first of all, it's going to be humbling for many of us when you remember or realize that someone who is 18 now was born in 2005. I have to tell you, I love Gen Z. Yes, I know, but I love Gen Z. And it will be a humbling fact to many of us when we realize that anyone who is 18 today, they were born in 2005.
My humble apologies to Gen Z and anyone born in 2005. And even more apologies to Americans who could soon be burdened by what might be.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be, unburdened by who we have been. Even the same arm every time. Can someone please unburden me from the shackles of that video? And look, it just doesn't end there, unfortunately. Now to Kamala's part-time obsession with time travel.
To see the moment in time in which we exist. During Women's History Month, we celebrate and we honor the women who made history, the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
You know, this time travel thing has really got me into a spin. Can we go back in time for a moment?
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Sorry, I had to. And look, I know the Democrats want her to be their nominee, but I would just love her to get some new material. Now, it wouldn't be a lefties are losing it without MSNBC and the chief loon Joy Reid, who herself appears to be burdened by what has been. She's blaming white people for pushing Joe Biden out.
Note that it is Black and brown Democrats who are opposing this push out. I think there's one African-American Democrat who's for pushing Biden out. And note that it is consultants and non-people of color Democrats who are on the other side. Just an interesting thing to note.
Oh, poor Joy. She really needs some new material. And over to Whoopi Goldberg, who really thought Joe Biden was fit and healthy.
the messaging that we have put out to people over a certain age is horrific. We have basically said, hey, you know what? We kind of think if you're over a certain age, you don't really have what it takes to do the job that you're doing. That's the messaging that we put out. So I'm bored by what's the next generation. It's still an unknown.
And Whoopi, we are bored of you. Give it a rest. Just take a breather. And the lefty host clown show meltdown continues. And a warning, there are tears incoming.
I love this man. I care about this man. It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes. We finally get a chance to put our arm around this guy.
I mean, the left, they're really coming apart. You can see it. They honestly didn't expect their dear leader, Joe, would go.
Joe Biden, please!
What the fuck?
Gen Z, we need to band together.
Fuck, no you don't.
Well,
Oh
my
my
friend,
God.
you're in luck because we know who really loves Gen Z.
Like a fucking hyena on meth.
We will call that last one Kamala's last revenge on those weeping for Sleepy Joe.
Oh my God. Oh, cringe. Look at this shit. They never have enough of this shit. Oh, Harris is an embarrassment. Tucker. Impersonator teaches Tucker how to cackle. Oh my God, I don't know, guys. This is not an option. I don't think it's a realistic option, a feasible option. This person is not qualified to do the job she currently has, who, as vice president, has been inept and hasn't even really been around. So she's done nothing. I don't understand. I do understand, but that's not the answer. The Democrats don't have an answer. Weirdest. What is this? Cringe, bumbling incompetence. We'll take a look at this one, guys. You know,
Vice President Kamala Harris looks to be a shoo-in for the Democratic nomination, following Joe Biden's dramatic exit from the race. But many commentators are saying Kamala Harris is no better than Joe Biden when her litany of fumbles, mumbles, and gaffes are examined. Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Danica DiGiorgio, and Megyn Kelly take a look at Kamala's cringiest moments.
cringy Kamala moment.
Kamala Harris may well be an election away from being the leader of the free world. But instead of knuckling down and getting serious, the Veep is as cringy as ever.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do, everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe. Oh.
Sky News All-Star Rita Panahi blasted Kamala Harris for her incompetence and idiocy.
Yes, that's Kamala Harris, the inept, radically left and wildly unpopular vice president who is now being presented as the Democrats' great hope. The woman who has not won a single presidential primary. A Californian from San Francisco with a voting record in the Senate that is radically left. She's disliked by her own, let alone the average American. And pollsters, including Matt Towery, are already laying bare how unpopular Kamala is in the crucial swing states. The polling shows she's even less popular than Biden among independents in those states. Indeed, across the least popular president of our time. She has consistently lied to the American people about Biden's cognitive decline, and millions of Americans gave their primary vote to Biden. Their votes mean nothing tonight.
She also goes on
And
to slam the
$240 million
Democrats
in
for
campaign
democracy,
funds.
despite labeling Donald Trump as a threat to democracy.
And millions of Americans gave their primary vote to Biden. Their votes mean nothing tonight. The Democrats have shown again and again, though they bleat endlessly about threats to democracy, they care little about democracy. They have weaponized the justice system to try to imprison their chief political rival, and now they're going to ignore the votes of 14 million Americans who voted for Biden in the Democratic primary, and they'll install Kamala as the candidate.
Sky News contributor Megyn Kelly agrees, saying Kamala Harris is a fool and she won't win the popular vote.
I'm sorry to be ad hominem, but she's a fool. She's not a smart person. If you listen to her, as I have now for so many years, you glean that she is faking it. She thinks she's Oprah with her attempts at profundity that never land. We will be unburdened by what has been. It's her only line. She says it all the time. Her other line is about Venn diagrams, which is equally stupid. And her attempt to take complex topics and reduce them down into small, digestible bits is the most offensive to me, because that happens to be what I do for a living. What you, Paul, do for a living. And it does actually take some skill and some research and some knowledge. You have to learn it forward and backward before you can explain it in a very easy to understand way to your audience. She doesn't get it. It doesn't require speaking to people like they're four, but that's her level of communication. So that person's not going to be the first female president. It's not going to happen. I would bet everything I have on it. The only way it's happening is the Democrat machine. And let's face it, some potential shenanigans at the voter box. You know, last time around, you don't have to believe that they switched votes like with Dominion or Smartmatic to believe that there was cheating. Just look what they did in Pennsylvania, where they changed the rules and you can do all this mail-in balloting for a month beforehand, which we had never had before. Who's receiving those votes? Who's accepting those votes? Those votes can be received even if they weren't postmarked by Election Day. That's one way we know they manipulated the last election, and they're really good at it. So that's her best shot, but the overwhelming odds are against her.
And in the lead up to the Democratic convention, Sky News All-Star Danica DiGiorgio has exposed Kamala Harris's cringiest moment.
Now it's time for lefties losing it, starting with the bumbling, bizarre, broken record, Kamala Harris, and her strange and quite frankly abnormal obsession with repeating the same lines over and over and over and over.
This is going to be a humbling thing I'm about to share with you. If someone is 18 years old...
We saw that already with the bumbling, humbling. She's got one line, and she repeats it. But we'll go listen to
me from the shackles of that video.
And Rita Panahi added to the cringe fest.
And it's the wildly unpopular and incompetent Kamala Harris who is right now seen as their best chance. Yes, this
is how the rest of the world looks at us. And
we all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we have seen.
She highlighted Kamala's ineptitude when it comes to foreign policy.
And don't ever have Kamala try to explain international conflicts.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So
she was speaking to adults there. It wasn't some discussion with fourth graders.
And she also mocked the VP's pronoun obsession.
At least she didn't tell them her, I don't know, pronouns.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders
for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
And Rita Panahi then went
What?
on to expose Kamala Harris's dire
fuck was
debating
that?
skills, which have hopefully improved if she's going to go head-to-head with Donald Trump.
And if you're wondering why she's never won a presidential primary, well, here's a reminder.
Vice President have a point there?
Some things you can, many things you can't.
Let's let the senator answer.
Well, I mean, I would just say, hey, Joe, instead of saying no, we can't, let's say yes, we can.
Let's be constitutional. You got a
And
constitution.
yes, we can, because he reminds me of that guy in The Wizard of Oz. You know, when you pull back the curtain, it's a really small dude.
Okay. Look at Bernie.
And who can forget this golden moment when Tulsi Gabbard demolished Kamala and her rotten record?
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked
Yes, she
evidence.
did.
She blocked
This
evidence
one
that
right
would
here.
have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept
This
people
is
in
true.
prison beyond, and she
This is
fought
true.
to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
And
Right
Danica
there.
DiGiorgio
True,
mocked
and
Part-time obsession with time travel.
To see the moment in time in which we exist. During Women's History Month, we celebrate and we honor the women who made history, the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time.
want a female president.
You know, Rita, I want to be like Vivek and I want to be honest. Even people on the left, I feel, are a little misogynistic. And I know that sounds crazy, but I do believe people even on the left are not going to want a woman president. I don't think people mind having a woman vice president, but I think
the rest of
you
the
know,
world
the gay
isn't
men are
going to respect
is that crazy to say
a
that? A
woman
lot of people are not
president.
going to want a
Sorry,
female
women, I'm not trying to
president.
be negative. I'm not opposed to a woman president here in the United States. But
What,
in the
then I think
United
that people don't want
States,
to
we
be
can work
president?
with that. There are other countries that do not have women in leadership
a
positions.
female who was
A lot of Middle
actually
Eastern
accomplished and
countries,
likable and
and
electable,
it just wouldn't
she would have
work
won.
out.
But they put
What
up
about Margaret
Hillary, and now
Thatcher?
they've
What
got
about Margaret
Kamala. It's
Thatcher?
like they're determined to
Margaret
make the
Thatcher is not
female
Kamala Harris.
presidential candidates fail.
And vice
Well, they have
versa.
to kind of cheat, you know. She's going to be the president by default because all of Joe Biden's work. Listen, you're right. If a woman was capable, she could be president.
Pakistan's
Joe
elected
Biden's
a
work. This
woman.
fucking
Yeah,
guy
they
sitting in
elected a
campaign.
woman
Doesn't go to
decades ago in the UK as leader. I'm sure Americans are ready, but for the right woman, they're not just going to vote for anybody.
But despite Kamala's cringe antics, one poll has bucked the trend and is showing promising signs for the VP. But Republican strategist John Jordan says this is just an outlier.
Well, Kamala Harris, she's only been campaigning for 24 hours now, at least officially, for president. And already a Reuters Ipsos poll has her in front of Donald Trump. Joining us live now is the Republican strategist John Jordan. John, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So with RFK Jr.'s votes, that gap potentially extends. Now, long way to go. And the Dems are getting a shoey hit at the moment, but are you worried about it?
No. Let's look at there's 5 other polls that are also taken in the last week, and the other 5 all showed Trump with a 2 to 6 point advantage. This is the only one in the last week which shows an advantage for Kamala Harris. And Reuters Ipsos has historically not been very accurate predictively. So it's getting a lot of attention in the media, but if you look at realclearpolitics.com, which is a compendium of all of polls, you'll see that this is an outlier.
She has broken a fundraising record already, though. You've got in excess of $100 million in just a day. At the very least, you got a fight on your hands now that you don't have Biden as an opponent, right?
No, you always had a fight. Look, you're taking on the Democrat establishment, and the Democrat Party is always going to have enough money to run its race and get its message out. And Donald Trump is equally going to have enough message to run his campaign. Neither side is going to beat the other one because of money in this case. Both sides are going to be able to saturate the airwaves and do everything they want to do. So, it remains to be seen how it all unfolds. But you look at Donald Trump's favorability and all of the issues that matter, inflation, border, national security. He's got well into the double-digit leads on both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I realize the media wants to make this a horse race, but nothing fundamentally has changed. Even the New York Times, which is a liberal, most liberal news outlet in the United States, says that as well.
So. Interesting. Interesting. You know what I think? I'll show you. This is what I think. I think I go to my channel. I go right here to videos. And we're just going to play one more video. And we're going to land the plane, park the bus, however you want to look at it. You know what? First we're gonna listen to this 50s style Tupac, old school hip hop. Let's check this out. This shit's awesome. I love this. Yeah. And if you love Tupac, you'll love this too.
Side will be right. Come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus puppy trying to see me, we hearts are ripped. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some hard ass bitches. We keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at them fools. You know the rules. Little Caesar, go ask your homie how I leave you. Cut your young ass up, leave you in pieces. Now leave the seats. Lil' Kim, don't fuck around with real G's. Quick to snatch your ugly ass off the streets. So fuck peace, I'll let them niggas know it's on for life. Don't let the west side ride tonight. Bad boy murdered, old wax and kill. Fuck with me and get your capsule pill. You know, see, grab your box when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Oh, who shot me but your folks didn't finish? Now you about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, I hit him. All the minutes, nigga, I hit him. Oh, bad boy. Bad boy, murdered on wax and killed. Fuck with me and get your captive. You know, see, grab your box when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Oh, who shot me but your folks didn't finish? Now you about to feel the wrath of a menace, nigga. I hit him. First off, fuck your vision. West side will be right. Come quick with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys. Niggas fuck for life. Nigga, I hit him. Oh, man, oh, the menace. Woo!
Yeah, I love this one. And we'll park the bus. Ah, shit, I love that one. Oh, I'm sorry. That's one of my favorites. And this other one, it's pretty dope too. I like it a lot, but you know, I can find it. I made another version of this other one. I don't remember if it's on X or YouTube or it's Instagram or Rumble or wherever the fuck else I put shit. But I put some music with this one too, and it was hilarious. But this is it here. Check this out. This is my shit from my own channel, which is coming from YouTube. So I'll play that shit out. But this shit's funny here. Check this boy out right here.
Trump will get the Indian vote, however. Do you know who runs all of Trump's IT software? That is correct. Indians. We run all the tech support on Truth Social. Kamala, I don't ever want you using your half Indianness ever again. We revoke your Indian access. You are not allowed to Uber eat from any Indian restaurant ever again. Indians. Shame, Kamala Harris. Shame. Kamala Harris. You are not getting any vote from the Indian community. Specifically because you do not talk like this. You are half Indian and I've never seen you eat chicken tikka masala. Kamala Harris, have you even seen Om Shanti Om? Do you even know how to say hello in Hindi? It is Kiawa, by the way. But don't use that in your speech. I have not seen you wear a sari once in your life. Donald Trump will get the Indian vote, however. Do you know who runs all of Trump's IT software? That is correct. Indians. We run all the tech support on Truth Social. Kamala, I don't ever want you using your half Indianness ever again. We revoke your Indian access. You are not allowed to Uber eat from any Indian restaurant ever again. Indians. Shame, Kamala Harris. Shame.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's great. That's my favorite. All right. Guys, gals, everybody out there, thank you for tuning in, hanging out with me on this Friday morning in Kansas City, 2:38 in the a.m. Still wide awake. Nothing new. But listen, I really do appreciate it. If you like it, please share, subscribe, notify. And like I said, everything, I mean it, is going back upon monetization, which will happen. It's about being patient and being consistent and being vigilant and continuing to do what it is that I do. And I love doing it, so if I didn't, I wouldn't do it. I don't have to be up at whatever I just said, 2:30, 3 in the morning, whatever, making videos, going live. But I enjoy it, so I do it. But with that, I thank you again. My name is Mad Max the Russian. I thank you for being here with me. We're going to park this thing, land it, however you want to look at it. And with doing so, we play the intro, outro, intro one more again. Thank you all very much. Check out some of the other links on my channel description. You can see all the other channels and creators that I worked with, or have collaborated with, or a combination of all the above. I encourage you to check them out. Other than that, I want to thank you guys once again, and until tomorrow, maybe? Yeah, until tomorrow, we'll get back on, and hopefully my co-host will be able to be present and join us. So, once again, have a great Friday wherever you are, and whatever time it is. Somebody out there loves you. If it's not me, it's somebody else, but it's me. The Lord loves you as well, even if you don't believe in Him. I don't care. And we'll talk again soon. Enjoy the intro, intro. And we'll talk again later. This is Max. On behalf of Angry Bee Production, we'll see you soon.
broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Hitting the licks in the band.